So the first thing I have you do is tell me your name and the chapter that you wrote, and then tell me a little bit about your chapter, okay? I'm gonna count you in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Magenta Black, and I'm chapter 4. And my chapter is about, the title is I Can Do All Things Through Christ Who Strengthens Me. Give you a little bit about it. It's troubles that I had when I was a teenager. Just had my first son with my husband, didn't have water, didn't have lights, didn't have the necessities to take care of my baby. Found my strength in the Lord and how He guided me through everything, letting me know not to give up, that He was there for me in spite of my difficulties. And I learned a lot because I was bitter and angry. I was abused by my father, and I took all that bitterness into my marriage, and things just seemed to be so hard at that time, and I couldn't get a grasp on why I was in the situation that I was in. Pregnant, having a baby, didn't have a job. My husband was on and off, he did construction, and God used that time to talk to me, to speak to me, to let me know that in spite of my difficulties, that He was always there with me. He had always been there. I had anger issues because I felt like He abandoned me. And that's what my question was, well, now that I'm here and I'm married, I still feel like I don't have what I need. I can't get what I need. And just asking Him questions about why He allowed my father to abuse me and why my life the way it was, He answered me through prayer and let me know He was there all the time. He brought me through all those dark days that I thought He wasn't there, and how He was there to protect me and be with me the rest of my life. So I used that time while I was pregnant at home with no lights to talk to God and get a closer relationship with Him. Before I knew it, I was pregnant with baby number 2. And I had to get up off being pregnant and go find a job so that we could keep lights on and keep water on and give the baby everything that it needed. And since then, I've been walking and talking with God, and He has been there for me. He's never left me. And that's why I titled my book, I Can Do All Things Through Christ Who Strengthens Me.
How old are your kids now?
My oldest child is 41. I have a son that's going to be 40 in a few days. And I have a daughter that's 37 and a son that's 35. And I have 16 grandchildren.
Wow. So
God has been there with me. He's leading, He's blessing. And I look back at those days that I thought were dark days and, forsaken days, and I see the big picture of how He was there all the time, leading me in the direction I needed to go. And to keep me off the street where a lot of girls went to the street to sell their bodies, to get what they needed. He kept me protected. Even though I didn't have lights and water, I had family that did step in and help us out. And He was there. He's been there for me all the time. I love Him.
As you were writing this story, because sometimes when you write about something, other things start to happen inside, trying to get those words out. Did you have any challenging moments while you were writing?
Well, I would have to go back to my first book that I published. I have another book that I published called What Makes You Fat. And when I wrote that book is when I had my biggest challenges, because a lot of things that I had forgotten in my childhood, He brought back to memory, and I had to deal with all those memories before I could finish the book. I had so much bitterness and resentment toward my brothers and my sisters because I'm the youngest of 11. And I just felt like they should have protected me from my daddy or let me know, that he was an abuser. He abused us physically, but he abused me and molested me, So I just thought with my older brothers and sisters that everybody knew, even my mom, and nobody was saying anything. Why would you allow this to go on? And why I thought as a child, everybody knows what's going on. That's what children think. But when I wrote the book, God revealed to me that you're resenting them, but you forget they were being abused too. So they couldn't help you, they couldn't help themselves. So all of those emotions came back, and I had to pause for a little bit to start writing the book and deal with all of my past coming back to me, flooding, memories and bitterness I thought I had let go of. And my mom, did she know? How long did she know? Did she go in denial? Because we talked about it, And we only had a short time, and then she passed. So right now, today, we're still dysfunctional because of our past, my brothers and my sisters. It's like a hush-hush. When I wrote the book, my sister stopped speaking to me. She was like, that's in the past. You should leave it in the past. You kept it all those years. You should have kept it, until you died. It's like, no. It was therapeutic for me to get it out, and now I can heal, and hopefully she can begin to heal because she's in denial about it. So that's what brought on me getting to know God, because I used to have to hide from my dad in the well to keep him from trying to bother me. And that's how, it came about to write the story, I Can Do All Things, because I always questioned God why you didn't get me out of that situation. I wanted to kill my daddy. I wanted to kill myself. I tried to commit suicide. And it's like, why you keep me here? I had a sister that passed when I was 7. I'm like, you could have took me and left her, because I didn't want to be there. But yes, writing relieves a lot of emotions, but it brings up a lot of issues, and I had to deal with them. And I did deal with them. I went back and I talked to my brothers about it. My one brother has since passed, and I had to ask forgiveness for him, because I didn't know I was holding a resentment against him for not protecting me. I just felt like since they were my big brothers, they could do everything. They knew. And he just told me, he was like, I was away in the service. I didn't know. And had I known, you probably wouldn't have had a dad, because that's not his dad. But yes, the writing brings back so many emotions, and I found out through writing that getting those emotions out helps heal me. And that's what it's been doing for me in my life. It's healed me. More that I talk about, the more that it does heal me and make things better for me, and I can help somebody else. So that's what we're hoping to do with this book, Lessons in Living, is help somebody else that's coming through that. And I know I was able to read books about young ladies being in that situation. Gave me hope that I could get out of my situation with my daddy. I did run away at 15, and I moved to St. Pete, and I've been here ever since. But I did get away from him, out of that bad situation in a way, so that he couldn't continue to do what he was doing.
Where are you from originally?
I was born in Thompson, Georgia, but I was raised in Boynton Beach, Florida.
Okay.
So.
Thank you very much for sharing.
You're very welcome.